23 people here, online included. But we'll go ahead and get started. So we've got a fantastic program today. It's club business. You're going to love it. But as a reminder, please silence your mouth, silence your cell phones, all those kinds of things. All right, for guests and visitors, my name is Steve Perley, club president, and I'd like to welcome you all to the 16th meeting of the 48th year of the Dublin Worthington Rotary Club. Today's invocation and pledge of allegiance will be offered by Jerry Katz.
Standing in for Katie, and since you're all silent, then you can prepare your minds and hearts as we pray to our God. Let us be thankful for this day that has been made for and given to us as a gift. Let us use it wisely. In this hour, let us be thankful for the blessings this day brings. In this minute, let us remember those in need, those we can help. In this second, let us all say, Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, nation under God, indivisible,
and justice for all.
Thank you, Jerry. Teresa, I think, is on vacation this week, so I will introduce any visiting guests, Rotarians or guests. Do we have any? I'll see it. Good enough. All right, then we're going to move right on to our sergeant.
coming right up.
Mr. Bill Giesler. Give him a big round of applause.
I can still see it across the top. That's amazing, amazing. This looks better. Okay. It's fun to be back and be part of all the characters that make this go, and those who aren't here, who will be here as they walk in from outside. It's great, great opportunity here. Good people, good things happen. But to start this whole thing, we need a pot carrier, and I could think of nobody better under the circumstances than Trent Bowers to carry the pot. I know I'm going to be saying yes for his other pot, and I just wanted him to know that there are a lot of people out there that will be doing that. So
we're asking for money.
Your commitment, it's commitment. But in this case, we're asking for money. Happy dollars. Anybody happy dollars? I know that there are some happy dollars, but well, we'll create some. Let's twinge that off in any thoughtful dollars. Different way of thinking about that. Any thoughtful dollars? How about thoughtful?
Joe Patchen has one.
Joe, yes, sir.
Phil, I'd just like to say I had a very thoughtful moment this last week when I received a postcard showing a recently sold house in my neighborhood that I think you might have generated, and the picture looked exactly like my house, which I was sitting in at the time when I looked at it, and I thought, someone didn't tell me something. So there is. So the exact clone of my house did go for sale, and thank you for getting a good price for that for somebody other than me, Phil. But you certainly gave me pause.
Right. Well, that is correct. It is a clone.
Yeah.
Maybe a little, well, whatever. In any case, that's since you brought up my name, that means you and I both have to put a buck in the pot.
I'll be pleased to do it.
So, Grant, I'll throw that out there. Any other thoughtful dollars? I think if you look at what has been done by you in this group, over the last, let's say, last 4 years, maybe the toughest years are that we've seen as far as being able to have a group together. That a lot can be said for thinking that you all have done a great job creating opportunities for people we don't know, creating opportunities for people we do know. And I'm not trying to bend off on Jerry's invocation, but there's a lot of things that happen because of this group. And I had the opportunity to think about that and listen to you online. And you take the 4-way test and you whittle it down to just here. And you've been doing a great job with that. So I say that as a thought, and I will be happy to throw another dollar in. Thus far, I'm the only $2 guy going here. Okay, yes, Jerry.
Well, it's actually a $3 limit now. You've been gone for a week. And so that, it all changed. It's a $3 limit. But I'm putting in $1 for our successful food drive last Saturday. And I'm going to put in $1 because the International Committee held a great meeting to talk about what's in their future.
So we're foodless, but we had a good food drive, right?
Well, starvation above self.
We must have donated our lunches also.
Are there? Yes.
Yeah, Bill will have a more in-depth announcement. But today we're ticking off the 0.7 drive.
Point drive, and we'll hear more about that in a few minutes, I think. Looking forward to that. That always seems to come around this time of year. Amazing how that happens. Okay, any other comments? There is a box. Where's your box?
It's over there.
Over there. It says socks. And I see that everybody is participating in that. And I think that seeing places where socks are needed, it's a small thing in life, but it's a huge thing for some people. So I thank you all for doing that too. That's a good feeling. Now into the fine department. Oh, excuse me, Alan.
Well, speaking of socks, you just reminded me, and I'll be happy to put in is it $1 or how many dollars is it?
Depends on who you're listening to.
Well,
10 for
just
you.
for the ability to be able to put on my socks.
By yourself?
Yes, leaning against the wall.
That's a happy dollar. That's very definitely a happy dollar. Trick or treats is it's over now, but anyone here who did not participate somehow in a trick or treat acknowledgement that seems to be more important than any other holiday right now. If you look at all the big box stores and all of the advertising, and then it falls off the list at 12:01 a.m. on the 2nd, or whatever it is, and you end up with Christmas trees all over the place, and the mails change, and all of a sudden you get big. The post office delivers. This is what you should get for your, and they're just interesting green and white and red things, and this is what you should do. So that's kind of fun. So the trick or treat, anyone who did not participate there, throw in a bucket.
Ooh.
We did not participate. That
Raise
means
your
you-
hands high. We want to see them.
Yeah.
There we go.
Even giving out candy.
I ate candy.
Even, well, you ate candy. I don't know. I'll have to submit that to
Candy corn.
Doesn't count.
the, yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't count.
I think that's very, very interesting. And oh, by the way, so there's some around here that need to be picked up. Anybody that's late today, that is after the invocation and after the start of the sergeant, is required to throw in a buck too. So if you just might see anything, but anybody come in. Okay, I was gonna go into a thing that we're gonna be going in, or I'm gonna go into in the future here, and that is using what has turned out to be a fantastic history of this club. And that's put together by Paul, and he's done that for 3 years now. And I've kept as many of them as I can, but my printer isn't doing as well, and Paul's agreed to let me look at some of the other member spotlights, because there's a lot of great information about you all in there and about things that we never thought of until we're asked the question. So to that end, I'm out of here.
I got another dollar over here, Trent. And I've got a good, you can put on a class about socks, and I've got a name for it. It's Socks After 60. What do I do?
I think that's socks. Learn to
That's
balance.
socks. All right, that's your dad joke for the day, by the way. Announcements. Who has them? Come on up. I'll let you go first.
Real quickly, I'm about to take one of our annual trips to the Dominican Republic. I'll be leaving on December the 3rd, be back December the 13th, so it's a quick one. But I've got a car in the usual apartment, so if anybody would like to come along and work on our projects and have fun and cultural exchange, come for all or part of it, let me know.
What's that cost?
Airfare is about 800, and apartments probably $20 a night.
If you didn't hear, Dave said he's gonna pay for you to go if you wanna go.
One
All right,
way,
Howard.
I've got a cheap apartment.
one way.
Yeah, one way.
Don Marley, the chair of the Community Service Commission, that asked me to announce for him because he's on a trip down to a meeting in Cincinnati. The committee will meet next Monday at 6 o'clock at my house. That's the Community Service Committee. And Don wanted to know if we could borrow the owl during our meeting. We can do it. Thank you.
Dick.
Well, folks, you've already heard it is poinsettia time. And if you remember, I stole a line from a famous comedian. And how many of you remember, what time is it?
I remember it. Poinsettia time.
Poinsettia time. And who was it? Who was the guy who said, what time is it?
Tim Allen.
Bob Smith.
Bob Smith. And who was Bob Smith?
Howdy doody.
He was Howdy Doody's puppeteer. Well, poinsettias are on sale. Today is the first day. The whole month of November is poinsettia sales time. So we'll be selling poinsettias from November 2nd to November 30th. Delivery will be on December 7th. Perhaps you remember something about November 7th.
December 7th.
Hey, we're not that old yet, are we? Well, poinsettias, we got them in ravishing red, wondrous white, blushing pink, and marvelous marble. Cost this year will be $14 a plant. If you sell them in groups of 10, they're $12 each for a total of $120 for 10 plants. Pickup and delivery, again, will be on Wednesday, December 7th. Place to be delivered will be announced shortly. Our goal is to sell 600 plants. That's our goal for this year. Last year we sold close to that, but let's see if we can make 600 this year. So get out there and sell them. There'll be a sheet on the tables every week recording your sales so you don't have to keep track. But please keep it up to date and looking forward to a great year. Thanks.
Mr. Hanson.
Yes, sir. This is the follow-up on Dave Kittredge's message. Aida and I will be spending December, January, and part of February in Mexico at our home in Veracruz. In the past, I've spoken with you about the fact that the Rotary clubs there in the city of Veracruz are supporting a Paul Harris Center that does marvelous work for the poor community in which it's located. I hope that some of you might consider coming down and spending a week with us so that you would also have an opportunity to interact with the primary two clubs that are supporting this Paul Harris Center. I think there's a real opportunity here for us to develop good cross-cultural relationships, but also perhaps some collaborative projects that will have a meaningful impact on the community down there. Just to let you know that the price of a ticket right now is about $600 to Veracruz. United flies through Houston. It's only about an 8-hour trip. And we have a home there with several dormitories, several bedrooms, air conditioned. And we also have an old 2006 Town and Country, very inconspicuous, so you don't have to worry about people wondering who you are as you're roaming around the city. But it's good. It'll get us around. And the cost of housing there is free. And I would appreciate it if any of you are seriously thinking about taking advantage of this, primarily perhaps in January, to let me know, okay, so that we can do some planning on this. Thank you.
Fantastic. Does anybody else have any other announcements? Okay, I think I have some. I believe we're still looking for one more heavy hitting item for our silent auction at the holiday party. We have the golf outing at Cider Country Club for a threesome. We have Katie McCartney's Berry Cozy Cabin. And then we have 2 signed prints of the Ohio Stadium, one by Brutus Buckeye. And it turns out the other one is signed by Gordon Gee. Is that correct? The guy with the bow tie. So we'd really like to have one more item. Something, $500 or more, diamond ring, whatever you want to come up with. Yeah. All right. What else we have over here? As Jerry alluded to, the food drive was a success over the weekend. We had, on my notes, 783 pounds of food collected and $596. So that all went to the Dublin and Worthington communities. That's pretty good. Yeah, give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, the newsletter is back, although I totally forgot to do it last week, but it'll go out this week. So if you have items you want in the newsletter, please send them to me. We will get that thing going consistently. Dave.
Google and the air flight to San Diego was $600.
$600.
On sale today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you offer yours at 500?
Talk with United.
Yeah. All right, and then of course we have Socktober. Socktober, yes. For all intents and purposes, we're still collecting socks. I got a letter from the district saying that it's over, but we have to submit our results by the 11th. But to me, that means we can collect until the 11th. So I think there's about 400 pairs of socks there right now, on top of the maybe 300 we already collected. I think we have like $170 in cash. So we're almost to like 1,000 pairs of socks. And recall, the district's goal was 3,200. So we are crushing it. I kind of was hoping that as a club, we could do 3,200, and we still have time. So if you have not done socks, think about it. Okay, I think that's it. Have I covered it all? Have I missed anything? All righty. Now we're ready for our program. And so this week we're doing a club assembly. And so I'll ask Jim Miller and Jim Farmer to come up here. The club assembly is about ways and means, and we want to brainstorm and just have a group discussion about what we are doing in ways and means, how we're fundraising for our club, And so I would really appreciate it if I could convince you people to consolidate up towards the room. I feel like that never works, but I'm locking eyes with some of you. Alan Grossman, I'm locking eyes with you. All right, participate as you want. You guys want to kick it off?
Okay, well, forever we have complained, all of us individually and collectively, about how we raise money in this club. We have a annual lottery now, or raffle, that is really just sort of a thinly disguised assessment, and we all know it. And so this is your opportunity, after all these years of complaining, to get your great ideas out there on how we can raise money in a way that's different than that, and in a way that gets us outside the club and draws from pocketbooks other than club members. So I encourage you to participate actively in this discussion. Thank you.
How we're going to do this is that we're going to basically start with a brainstorm. Steve will record, as you can see, the different ideas on the screen that are using newsprint. And then after we generated them, and in the process of generating the idea, it's okay to tag on to that idea at that time. And then we'll move on. And we'll try to keep the ideas that come up to a minimum of less than 100, let's say. But the main idea is to get as many up as you can. And secondly, after we do that, we will then ask you to vote for 3 so we get a sense of the club. That does not eliminate any of the ideas. In fact, all these will go back to the Ways and Means Committee, and they will kind of vet which ones they would like to hear further proposals or ideas about. And again, as part of every brainstorm, what we're really trying to do, and you could put up a ridiculous idea, that's fine, because sometimes it stimulates a more realistic one. But that creative process is one in which every idea is a good idea. So Jim and I will kind of do like bid catchers. We will go around and select someone in order. As I said, you can tag on. That means that you may want to make a statement about that one that would enhance that particular idea in your opinion. And again, we're going to try to keep the idea, we don't want to lecture. We just want 2 minutes at the most on any particular idea. So sit there and take a couple minutes just to give thought to the ones you have. Steve doesn't have to because Steve's already working on one. So we'll start with Steve and Jim. You can kind of.
Would it be useful to recap the fundraisers we have? Just.
Well, I think we should all know what fundraisers we currently have. We have the raffle, as I mentioned. We have the bowling tournament, which is in its second, or going ahead into its third iteration. And we're going to change that this year, as a matter of fact. We're not going to go after competitive bowlers anymore. We're going to go after charities. Everybody will be bowling for charity, and every team will be handicapped, so they're on an equal playing field. And hopefully that will attract more people from outside the club. We'll see. Then other than that, we've got poinsettias. Am I missing something? Picnic, of course, the picnic, yeah, absolutely. And the picnic, I think, is a lot of work, and I think it's evolved over the years. In some ways, good, in some ways bad. So, that's, if we could come up with something that might replace the picnic as a major fundraiser, that's an idea we're thinking about. So
we also have what I would call one-off, which are you're raising for that particular project. Al Grossman does Polio Plus. We have Kip Cancer. We have actual fundraisers around supporting a family in December as part of Christmas, where we do actual both gifts for kids and giving a family some money. And then we also have scholarships both here and in the Dominican Republic that we raise the funds for. So those are some of the ways that funds are being used also. I think that covers.
The food drive was.
Oh, and the food drive, yes, that's another, what I call one-off. This is not, these funds are specific, designated, so that money given at the food drive goes directly to the food drive. That isn't the only funds we give to the food banks. It is, but it's a specific fundraiser for those areas.
And the
And
silent auction.
the silent auction, we have not designated anything this year for that. So it is a general, that's a general problem if we can get it to fly.
Let's turn this loose so people can start thinking about ideas. How much time are we given to come up with some ideas?
Why don't we give them about 5 minutes? Is that?
I'd say 15 or 20 that they brainstorm.
Oh,
It's
the
too long.
brainstorm. Oh, yeah.
So long?
It's too long. I suggest we have some kind of a, I'm gonna call it a food off. So you have a chili cook-off, or you have a chicken cook-off, or whatever.
Ruined dogs.
Hey, have you cleared out with the other members of your table?
Yes. And actually, it was their idea. Dave said chili, and she said chicken, and I said, just put it together. There you go.
Okay, well, there's our first idea then.
Okay. Yeah, oh, this will last probably, yeah, about 15 minutes. Other ideas?
When's the sponsorship? Is that for the scholarship and the kids?
Pardon? Who's?
On the other ideas, is sponsorship for scholarship or,
The sponsorship drawing?
yeah. Oh, no, it's not a draw. Well, the money goes to a scholarship or something.
No.
It's not a specific event.
Just goes toward or.
Yeah, the sponsorship drawing that we do in the spring is spread throughout our services.
Right, I have an idea.
Yeah.
What about the scholarship?
I have an idea,
Yeah.
thinking like an Oktoberfest kind of idea, food trucks, beer, something like that.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Good. Any other thoughts about Oktoberfest? Yeah. Next.
Sitting at us all the members, if I go back, trying to help on it.
Golf outing?
I'd like a casino night to be considered.
Casino night. We have done that. before.
Huh?
We have done that one before, I believe.
Yeah, and it was funny, lively.
In my experience, if you choose the type of music, well, a music event can be pretty successful.
Do a concert.
And I don't guess you've already tried that at the family picnic.
That's,
No, you're on to something. You could have a battle of the bands.
Yes. Circle.
Okay, now then,
music, that is the band, good.
Chicken barbecue.
Chicken barbecue.
Oh, music in the round is what I was thinking when he said music event.
Music in the round. Okay.
A 50-50 raffle at the 4th of July picnic.
I've seen some clubs around the country that do classic car shows with a car giveaway. Well, I'll go to a local dealer, get a Corvette or something like that, donated, and then sell raffle tickets at $50 each. From what I've heard, that event has been pretty popular.
That is. Others? What, Steve, I know you have.
Yeah, I've been working on an idea for a bourbon raffle. I don't know if you guys know much about them, but there's a number of them going on right now, and the kind of status quo is you charge $100 for a ticket. You sell about 3,000 tickets. That's 300,000 in revenue, and maybe you raffle off, you know, $20,000 or $25,000 worth of bourbon. So it's a big, heavy hitting moneymaker. I know a few of them are going on right now. One of them has already sold 2,000 tickets. They've got about 1,000 left. So I mean, it's a proven concept. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, others. Well, a July 4th run, I thought, where you actually contract with a vendor that does the timing and helps get everything from t-shirts to medals, etc.
I'll just say, it's not quite, how about a Worthington History Festival?
What's the fundraiser component of that? What's the fundraising component of that?
Well, you would have the food and tents and activities like that.
Anyone have any ideas about how to tag that so that it can drive funds?
Well, that could really be a part of the family picnic. Because that event could be expanded in several ways. With the run in the morning, children's games that mean you have to put together a neighborhood team of some kind, pay an entry fee, have prizes, have the same thing for adults. There's probably things that could make the day have more activities than just super games.
I think there is already a run on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
There is,
You
but
could add a pancake breakfast or after that run.
But, you know, it's ideas. The rest of it's called management.
Yeah, one of my views about that is that they don't attract quite the number that other events do, and it's more problematic. We could assist by actually bringing in a professional one caterer and ask them to volunteer to come out this place.
They don't volunteer,
Right.
period.
Oh, they don't.
They charge probably $5 or $10 a head.
Yeah.
Their time to service.
Any other ideas? Oh, the food here. So-
Yeah, I recommend we break and eat and then vote on our top three, since we seem to have run out of ideas.
Running low.
And I don't want anybody voting on an empty stomach.
We're starved for ideas.
We are starved for ideas right now, that's
And
right.
also give us a chance that at the end, we'll pick it up for just a few minutes to add any that you thought of overlap. So why don't we pause now?
Okay. Don't have to tell me twice.
Works for you.
That's right. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Look at some other options.
And they wouldn't ask anything of us.
Yeah, I really like.
Hey, Alan, I've had went out west. Served in one container, bourbon in the other. They were both served containers. We had pancakes in the morning. He said, man, look at that already. He ate it. I didn't eat it, he ate it.
First year.
Are we having a meeting on the 24th? That's the day before Thanksgiving, 23rd. We're meeting that day. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's part
I started last.
Yeah. We got a little bit of time. I was like, it's getting kind of close.
You can continue eating, but let's get a couple, see if there are any add-ons or additional items. Yes. Dave?
Yes. I'm gonna tag on what great idea of Ken's.
Okay.
For those of us who might have worked downtown years ago, Columbus JC sponsored a rally in the alley. And it was huge.
Jerry was there.
Yeah, it was huge. They had bands and drinks. They had it in the alley behind the State House. The tall office building. Started right after work at 5 o'clock, went to about 6:30, something like that. Huge crowd. So you could do that easily and like behind the buildings on South High Street in Dublin, or Ken mentioned the place in Worthington.
The circle off behind High Street in Old Worthington, where the pub out back is. Be a great place to put a band on a Friday night, let the local restaurants and bars serve food and drink out there. If we get a cut, I don't know how we make money off of it, but we get a cut of their revenues or charge admission or something. It was a great event back in the early 80s downtown.
Pearl Alley.
Yeah.
Pearl Alley.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Any others? Any other ideas or add-ons? Jim, I'm gonna need help with this. Is that we need a count. What I'll do is just you count
We were talking.
this half of the room, and I'll count this half of the room. Yes, go ahead.
I'd like to add a thought about the pancake breakfast. I see it as a possibility of adding on to the family picnic kind of thing, where we already have event planning and manpower, person power already greatly assembled, and I think would be more efficient doing it, that kind of thing, if that would be possible.
See, it's a run, pancake breakfast, open time. Start the,
Time to run out and pick up the corn.
yeah.
And do the 50-50.
And it could, yeah, so though, that I think is this one is, can you open up that? Yeah. Did we get? Yeah, and put pancake.
Well, right below it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So it's like a catch-all for just a big ass Rotary day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's built on what we got.
On a BARD.
BARD.
Bar.
It's no longer the
Okay.
family picnic, it's the
So
bar.
let's go through the list. And I think the July 4th run actually goes in with that one. So those are all combined. So you can take out the run, but just, I think it should be combined with the 4th of July. That whole grouping, then from that through.
Okay.
The combined, we'll just vote as one. Okay, any others? Okay, so each, you could vote for 3. This is only to get the sense of who's here today, what they think is something that we should do further exploration. And the Ways and Means Committee will in fact look at all of them, but focus, it helps us focus a little better. So all those in favor of the
Sorry.
Food chili, are all those combined?
I was just putting like items together.
Oh, okay. Why don't we rate those first three are included separately, I think at this point. We'll just know that we can, how that comes out. So food cook-off, how many folks would vote for that out of your 3 votes?
So we get 3 votes each.
3 votes each, and we're 4-way test. We trust it. How many? Chicken barbecue. Oktoberfest. I got 5. Oh, well, how many do you have on your side?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 on my side.
And Steve?
And Steve.
8 and Steve.
5, 14 total. Golf outing. Golf outing,
I see 1 vote.
1.
Who suggested it and didn't vote?
Well, better ideas came up.
There's other better ideas came up.
Good
Yeah.
point.
Casino night. Seven.
4 on my side.
Did you count me then?
And you type Steve?
Oh, and I think it's 5.
Come on.
That's 11.
You don't count.
Yeah.
12, I'm sorry, 12.
12.
Music event.
How many times can we vote?
3
votes.
times.
You get 3 votes. We got that 3 on this side. I guess this is-
4 on my side.
Which is your size? Your.
They stole the election.
It's rigged.
I want to recount.
Counted votes.
3 and 4 is 7. Rally in the alley.
Three hardcore rallies.
3. 50-50 raffle.
Well, that all.
At the
goes-
picnic, that's kind of.
That's got.
This goes into the revisions of the picnic. Okay.
That has to be.
Now, one of the thoughts is to do a 50-50 raffle online, came up at our table.
Can it be both?
Yeah.
We don't like
Yeah,
it. We don't
I
like
would
it
throw that.
altogether.
We would throw that in, but
So that would be an online.
I put the bird
That's
raffle
right.
and the car giveaway in one category.
We don't want it.
I'm sorry.
I put the
Bird
bird
raffle.
raffle and the car
How many were
raffle in
bird
one
raffle?
category.
Wait a minute, we're on classic car shows.
oh, classic car shows, I'm sorry.
I
Classic,
think we ought to put the bourbon raffle, the idea is just one big ticket item that we raffle off, whether it's a car or a bourbon. It's kind of the same idea.
oh, yeah. Okay. That those two are combined,
No,
so,
No, wait a minute.
they're
The
different.
the car is an actual show.
Right, it's a car show.
Well, it was, okay,
Yeah,
if it's a car show, it's different.
yeah.
oh, okay, let's go car show. With a raffle for a car as part of that.
No.
2. 2.
None. 2 total.
Doesn't Dublin AM do a car show?
Yes, they do, and it's huge.
Oh, okay.
City of Dublin.
Bourbon raffle.
Yeah, woohoo, let's get it going.
What, are you drunk already?
I'm trying.
I like it.
How do you really feel about it, Steve?
I got 9. How many do you have?
Yeah.
Greg's hand's way up.
7 on my side.
Yeah, 16.
Come on.
Yeah.
17?
16.
Yeah.
16, 17.
The rest is, I think, one idea, is that correct?
Well, the history festival.
The history festival separate, okay. History is separate at this point, but that doesn't mean that somebody might try to look at it as part of the 4th of July. Those in favor of history festival?
Bourbon seems to be more popular.
Bourbon and beer.
Yeah.
You got one.
Seeing the theme.
All the vices, you know. What?
You got one.
Sorry.
You voted for your main one.
Yeah,
We
I'm done.
did, the rest of us are still working. 50-50 raffle of picnic combined with possibly the 4th of July run, picnic, pancake breakfast, and I think that covers all of that.
Six on my side.
TV channel.
9. Okay, I got 10 on mine.
What's the total?
16, you had 5,
6.
16. Okay. Thank you. Any closing remarks that you may have? There's 4 that got into the 5 that got into the teens. Oh, no, 4.
Jim, I think we have to consider one of the realities, and that is there are a whole lot of snowbirds. And that makes what we do seasonal and more slanted toward late spring, summer, or early fall. I think they would vote like we did.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate it. And as we're developing our budget, we'll also begin to look at these ideas and see which ones we're going to invest some time in collecting ideas. And at any point, anyone here can in fact propose something to the Ways and Means Committee. If you could develop it somewhat about how, where, when, what, and expected revenue, and some of the details of what would be done, you can submit that at any point to the committee consideration.
For the people that aren't here, would it be worthwhile to send out your list and solicit ideas from people that aren't here?
And yeah, we can.
Newsletter.
Yeah, in the newsletter.
Yeah, there you go.
In the interest of time, I do feel like I need to cut this off because it's
Yeah.
10 after. We have a, what is it? A raffle. I was like, an auction? No, it's a raffle.
And
How much?
that's a good thing about prices, like it's $22 in the weekly.
Woo!
Roger, when you get the time now. 8290.
8290.
I think it's right here.
Jerry.
Right there, Jared.
Sorry, George.
Let's get the ace of spades going here.
And for the ace of spades, 186. Gary, I'll let you
186.
pull for that one. Here's your, what's your number right there? I'm not done.
8271.
8271. Bro, come on up. Don't pull the ace of spades.
I was gonna have, bro, I was gonna have you pick, so that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been tricky, huh?
Center clubs, no good. Thanks for playing. All right, as tradition, we're gonna do the 4-way test. We're gonna mix it up because that's what I'm gonna start doing now. So first, is it the truth? Fourth, all concerned. Second, is it all concerned? And third, will the man goodwill help their friendships? All right, thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. We are-